Yeah, no starport either. So just the racks and the two racks in the factory, I should say. Now he did throw down the sensor tower, so I did stop myself from pushing in because I did realise that if I pushed in and they had a scan, I did have a feeling that my Dark Templar would have been made into mincemeat or Templar meat. Yeah, Templar meat. So, and as we can see, this choke does have a lot of Marines and Marauders behind it, but only 4 in the bunkers. Marines do get into the bunkers just as we push, but the Dark Templar are going to move in. ZZ Sheik does pull out his forces. Where's the scan? No scan yet. I'm just going to town on these units. We do have 2 carriers out from Maya, but they're not really doing it. Oh, here we go. Moving out. Just moving out to the expansion. Just sit with the boy, apparently. So we busted through the front door. Now at this stage I was kind of torn as to whether I should move in and go for the racks in the orbital command, or if I should take up the door. I ended up sticking with the door because I realised that if this attack failed and they pushed us back before we could do any damage here, say I destroyed your barracks and the barracks and got this one down to half health, that they could quickly wall up again and then we'd be back to where we started with only a little bit of gain. As to whether that was the right decision or not, I'm not sure. Because they, with this command center being lifted off, obviously it can't scan, and the other orbital command has used a few scans, doesn't have enough for another scan at this stage. Now, I did think, when I saw this, I thought there must have been a ton of units coming, so I actually started to pull out, but then I noticed it was 1 Marine, so thought I should keep up with it. Carriers now attacking the Stalkers, but nothing to take out the Dark Templar at this stage. So Kyle's moved the command center out to here. I must admit, at this stage, I didn't actually know that. I thought he'd actually lost his command center and he actually had hidden an expansion somewhere. Evidently not. So I do move up here and start attacking their expansions. Now, what I should have done at this stage, because as you can see, I do have a really high mineral count, and my gas is getting up, so I could have walked in another 2, almost 3 Dark Templar, but I was focusing on attacking these buildings. Now, I should have been focusing on my macro rather than my micro, but again, I'm still learning, and I'm, in all honesty, pretty bad at the game, so it doesn't really matter. And one of their players has been taken out. We have crippled their army rather significantly, and Haros hasn't actually contributed anything to the game. He's still trying to tick up the food boards as quick as he can. Realising that they're sort of getting 50 energy and scanning, I decided the best idea would be to try and take out this Nexus, as they did scan just here, and I was lucky enough to do that. I didn't realise that the carrier was actually sitting on top of a pylon powering the orbital command. I actually thought it was the Stargate. I thought it was somewhere further down here, and if I had moved over to here, the Terran would have had a nice fancy wall off, so I thought just attack the outlying stuff. And as you can see, I have supply blocked in a fair bit. Take a look at the... let's go to the army tab. Yeah, so Maya's completely and utterly supply blocked. He's long way behind. Kyle's sitting at population cap. And he has landed his base. He is going to be landing his base up here. There we go. But his SCVs are completely cut off. But I don't know. He could have tried to knock down the rocks. I think he could have tried to do that instead of what he does decide to do, which is push out with the SCV. At the very least, they would have been able to construct defences around here. But yeah, at the time I had no idea this was going on, and the first time I watched this I thought this was hilarious. I didn't realise that there was actually access, that there wasn't access to the base. I thought he just pushed out for the fun of it because he realised he was getting hammered so badly. So I do decide to push in now that I have 7 Dark Templar. Let's go back to the units tab and have a look. So yeah, 8 Dark Templar. What do they have? They've got 11 Marines, 3 Siege Tanks. Kyle has 1 Marine. It's obviously not... Ah! I'm holding the Zelnaga watchtower. I'm sure there's a strategic reason for that. Buggered if I know what it is, but I'm sure there's a reason behind it. I do take out this bunker. Lose all 7 of my Dark Templar because I couldn't see this. When I pushed out, I'm like, alright, they've got something sensing me. I need to get it. Where is it? And I didn't even think that it would probably be on the high ground, out of sight, out of mind type of thing. So, Harris is now ready with Broodlords. He's morphing in a ton of them. Absolute ton. And when they're ready, they'll be pushing in on this completely undefended expansion. And let's have a look. Yep, Maya's now back online. He has repowered all his buildings. Built 2 Nexus. Completely reconstructed his expansion. Because I didn't take out that many probes, he's not completely crippled for them. But the Broodlords are now ready, and they're moving in. And I don't think they've got a lot to really do at this stage. I mean, the 4 carriers could certainly move in here. Because we don't have a lot of anti-air. There are currently 3 Corruptors. And I don't think 3 Corruptors could stand up to 4 carriers. Soon to be 5. But yeah, I just don't think that's going to be a possibility. I mean, they don't move out until it's far too late. Stalker's now coming around for ZZ Sheep. He's going to be pushing the open door here. Carrier's now moving across to intercept the Broodlord. I think Maya doesn't actually realise that they are Broodlords though, and he does start peppering them with... actually killing the Broodlings with the carriers. And then immediately pulls out when he sees the 3 Corruptors, but... I mean, he kills one. I think he tried to kite them into the missile turrets, but there's only 2. But the Stalkers are now here, kicking down the front door. So they'll be moving in and mopping up, and now I think that's pretty much going to be game at this stage. I mean, there's 4 carriers, we can take out all these Broodlords. And I think Haros has just realised this, but there are Stalkers in the middle of Maya's base. Carrier spawn, and he will probably die. So Maya's about to lose his base. The carriers are coming back, but there are so many Stalkers, and that's a lot of anti-air. Whereas I was just waiting for these missile turrets. I thought they would have said, missile turrets are out, move in with your DTs, and then I would have gone, quick, mop them up. But that didn't happen, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, Bernardo just left the game. Maya won't be far behind, there we go. And then Kyle, realising that all is lost, will be tapping out. Yeah. And that's it. So it was a victory. My Dark Templar did pretty awesome. I didn't mind the strategy against in the beginning. I think it was just because they didn't realise that it was coming. And then when it did come, they realised too late that they could scan them and then kill them. Because they had to scan them when I was attacking the front door once ZZ Sheep had pulled back. They probably would have been able to snipe them with all the stuff that they had sitting out of the bunkers. But that's the end of that one. So, as this is the first one, we'll give you all the information. I might do this for every cast, but we'll see how we go. So, if you want to send me replays, send them to CKStarcraftReplays at gmail.com. I will be doing Cult of Kings. Cult of Kings replays will obviously be taking preference, as that's what I'm primarily here for. But if it's a slow day or there's no replay which really tickles my fancy, I will look at any replay sent to me, because I don't want to just do our replays. I wouldn't mind if I ever improve and get out of Silver League. Wouldn't mind doing some tutorial videos when I'm good enough to understand what to be looking for. And that's all she wrote for this one, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm out of jokes and out of StarCraft, so I'm done here.